All right, so now we're welcoming special guests. Got a lot of names now. Marissa to everybody. Marissa Lawrence, Maris to me,
It's bad.
Aunt
Such a
Marissa
bad.
to.
I love Maris.
I
Maris?
know Maris is great. That's
All right, it's fine.
look. Maris is great. Riz to some people. Bunch of names. AU soccer legend.
Oh, I love that one.
That's right.
Shout out to the Trojans.
That's what I call her.
Hometown. Anderson University soccer player, but obviously great human
And
being.
Beckham. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and,
Get that.
and to my daughter now, but joined by Marissa Lawrence. Hello.
Hello.
I know. Glad to have you on. All right. Switching gears a little bit because obviously I think a lot of people want to hear about football. So we talked about ball, the bro stories. But you're also my best friends. And I admire, like, we've all kind of grown up together. And one of the things I was telling them, I had a conversation, I think yesterday with somebody. And like we've all gotten married and we've seen the beauty of marriage. A lot of people don't see that like ever. Like it's like really rare. Like a lot of people grow up and don't ever see like a healthy marriage. And so people, even us, obviously older than y'all, but y'all got married super young. Like look, like how old are you?
We were 21.
21,
You're
both of us,
21?
yeah.
Well, we're 23, sir.
Yeah.
Darian.
No. I'm
You
saying
meant right now?
Yeah, no. I meant like when you got married. I know.
21.
You're 21.
Sound
Yeah. Stop. You got side comments.
I know. The peanut gallery.
The way I said 21 sounded like I was talking about 21 Savage. I
I know,
said 21.
21.
I literally said it twice in a row.
But you got married young. What one like? I guess it's not one. Just like, what made you want to get married so young?
I think it was just part of how life was playing out. Like he was gonna go to the league
Yeah.
younger, and we'd been together for a while. We figured out our stuff along the way, and
Yeah.
once we figured it out, we're like, we're gonna get married.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like when. So
Right.
I think it was once he was going to the league, we were just like, yeah, we're young, but
Yeah.
it's gonna happen now or later, so
I
it might as
know.
well be now.
And that is, I think lifestyle's
Yeah.
a big thing because a lot of people, you obviously had a short college career.
Yeah.
And then your career was this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to provide.
Yeah.
So it was a lot simpler because even for us, it was like, obviously I stayed in college way longer than a lot of people, unless you're getting like a PhD or something. And so my thing was like always this timeline wise is like, I just want to finish college and I'm ready to start life with whoever I want to start life with, obviously Mackenzie. And so lifestyle kind of makes sense. But I want to talk about this because I think it's becoming normal to us. But even like marriage and stuff, some people are like, Brian, never get married. Or like, I can never trust somebody. But I think like we obviously know marriage is beautiful, but even now, like what made you want to get married? Like what did you see in marriage that was beautiful, or even like what did you learn about marriage?
You want me? You
Yeah, you can.
Either one of y'all take it. We'll
Right.
piggyback.
I didn't know if it was it's exclusive.
This is yeah.
George just
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's go. Ladies first, and then
Yeah.
definitely
All right, you
you can
got
chime in.
I don't know. It wasn't like I grew up ever like being that girl that just sits and like thinks about getting married. Because I grew up like like my parents were divorced too.
Same as mine.
Yeah, so it's kind of
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's not something I ever was like, oh, I want to get married. I have to get married, or it was never the opposite of like I'm scared to get married. Like I
Right.
just was kind of I was just chilling, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think since we'd been together so long,
Mhm.
and like again, like we went through our stuff. We had our rough patches, but
Yeah.
it really was, I guess, like our senior year. It was our junior year, or end of sophomore year, whatever. Like when we really just figured it out, and it's like I knew I was gonna spend the rest of my life with him. So
Right.
for me, it was just like I'd rather be married to him and start that life than
Right.
just continue to date just to
Yeah.
say I'm older. Like I
Right.
was like, I don't need to be older to know that I want to marry him. So
Yeah.
I think it was just like kind of, and we grew up in the South, like at
You
least
get married younger.
No,
for
no,
sure.
everybody's getting married.
Literally at Anderson, I would walk into class like thinking, oh my god, I'm so young, and like I have a ring on my finger. And there was like 6 other girls in my class that were also engaged. So.
Right.
Different culture for sure.
Different. We
Different
definitely
For
in the
sure.
South and definitely like in the Bible Belt area, like
Yeah.
getting married young is definitely a lot more acceptable. You other places and people be dating for 10
No,
years.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, for sure.
and
Yeah, no doubt.
I would say this too. It's because I definitely grew up in a broken home as well, and I didn't really I wasn't fond of marriage. I feel like I was always a good guy, but like until I started to see healthy marriages.
Yeah.
Because even growing up, like great parents, they just didn't work out. I didn't even really see the value in marriage. It's like I didn't see value in dating until her. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, let's just do this without having a title. But a lot of people are afraid of it. True story.
She's like shaking.
I know. A lot of people are afraid of like
Disgusting.
the commitment, or they don't even see like
the worth in it, or like
the
why.
worth in it.
But I think that's the other things like you said, like our mentor too, like Dan, him and his marriage, like that really was an example for us, and he talked a lot about marriage with us. And so I think that was part of it too. It's just like having someone that believed in you so much and in your relationship so much,
sure,
and had that example. So like it was just natural, honestly.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, like, I'm trying to think of where I was going to start there. Like with my family, like I've seen good marriage. Like my parents have been married for over 20, I think 25 years, over 25 years.
Crazy.
Well, how old's my brother? 27. Like, yeah, they've been married for like 27 years.
Wow.
So, you know, I've seen, and obviously like everyone has their struggles and issues, but to see my parents like be married for so long and to like raise a family and to do it together. And so like, obviously I've always been like, that's a normal thing to me. It's not normal to everyone else. But I like now looking back on it, I'm so grateful because it's shaped my perspective and how I view marriage. And obviously like we're different than my parents were different from her parents. Everyone's relationship's unique, and like you learn things, especially about each other. But to see my parents do it for so long and to have that example without even knowing it, like when you're a kid, you don't realize like it's kind of, you know, I had a lot of friends with divorced parents, so I started to see it a little bit, but I didn't know that it was honestly kind of rare to have parents that have been married for so long. And you see the good, the bad, and everything.
Like you know, like Amanda and Jeremy still kind of, they get along. Because you see people, they just like, I don't want to get divorced because we got to change our taxes. Sure. or you know, like, or we've been together so long, it's like we might as well just thug this thing out.
Definitely.
But it's not like a really like healthy, vibrant, like something I want to duplicate. And I feel like a lot of people out there, they never see that. So I think, I'll never want to force them. I feel like I definitely want to just push more of that forward. Like marriage is beautiful.
It is. And now that we're like in marriage, it's even crazier seeing like the gift that it is.
Facts.
Because it's like, I mean, you're getting married. It's exciting. Like you just think about like, being in love and the honeymoon phase.
Right, and the wedding, and it's like you obviously look. We both had great weddings. Like Georgia, like so you want to ball out, have a great wedding, do honeymoon,
for sure,
and all that stuff, like all the exciting stuff. But it's also like the gift is like more so beyond that day than like the day people see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think too, for going back to like the first question, like of us getting married young, I think once we knew, like she said, once we knew, like there's always gonna be stuff you work through. Like we had like our ups and downs, our bumps. You know, we were like on and off for a while, like trying to figure that out. But once we knew, one, that we wanted to be together, but we also figured out like how to be together and like fully committed to it. I think at that point it was like, all right, life is about to change a lot, and I know. For me, obviously, like I asked her to marry me, and obviously she wanted to do that as well. But it's like you kind of make that decision to, you know, go get a ring, to propose, all that stuff. I like knew I wanted her by my side through everything that we're about to go through, you know. And like we were talking about today in the car ride, literally here, I was like, I can't imagine, like so much has happened the past 2 years. Like I can't imagine doing it on my own. And like, you know, kudos to a lot of people that do it on their own. And like obviously everybody's happy they make it work, and it's different for everybody. Not everybody wants to get married, but I'm grateful for who she's been for me and to me, like through all the different stuff that we've been through, even before we were married, but especially now that we're married. And just to have that, like every day is not amazing and easy, but it's like life. To have like your best friend by your side through all the stuff is really cool. And to be able to do it from a young age, like if that's what you know you want to do, like I'm thankful that we were on the same page and that's what we knew we wanted to do. But it's definitely not like super common, especially like as young as we were.
No, I know. I think y'all both kind of said the same thing. I think like being a teammate, like, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like people, you obviously, there's people get married at different stages of life, but I think some people see it as a burden so many times, and like
bite my nail,
bite your nails.
It's growing to drive her crazy.
But so many people see it as like marriage is a burden. And I feel like the way y'all explain it to me is like how I see it too. Is like you got a teammate you're doing life with, and obviously you could do. I think that's like the sign that you should even get married. I want to, like that's what I want to know. Like when y'all, I guess you knew, but for me it was like I couldn't imagine life without her.
Yeah.
Like I could see it, but I don't really like it. Like, you know, like I could like definitely see life playing out.
Like, that was good. That was a good one. She's gonna have to watch it now. She have to watch
on her phone. But I couldn't imagine like life. That's kind of how I knew was like, all right, I could. Whatever. But I could see like, all right, this scenario playing out, But then as I look, like I was like, I don't really like thinking about that future or experiencing that because it's like I want to experience that with her. I want to go through that with her. I want to, like, I just want to. I feel like we make a good team. Like, it's not perfect. Like, I'm evolving. We still have our moments, but like we make a really solid team. What was like as a man getting engaged? Like, when was it? Like, all right, this is what I want to do.
When I made the decision to propose,
or just like when you knew you wanted.
When you knew you wanted, because I feel like the flip switch is like, all right, I'm going.
When I knew I wanted to propose, like wanted to get married.
Yeah. What was like the crystallization? Like, all right.
I think, like we said, we worked through our stuff in college, like early on, and then we spent the next year and a half, 2 years, and we'd have been together since sophomore year of high school. Before that, we'd known each other since 5th grade, so like we knew each other. There were certain things in our relationship that we had to work out and figure out. Like, obviously everyone has that, but it was our unique stuff, and like we had to figure that out. And then once we did, and we were committed to being together, we'd made that commitment, like if we're gonna date from now on, like we had kind of just rethought and kind of mapped out like what we wanted it to be together. Like, we're actually committed. Like, we're doing this. It's not just like, oh, we're together just because we've been together since high school, all that.
Right.
So like we really committed to it. And then once we did that and spent that next year and a half, 2 years, however long it was together, I think we just realized, like, one, I mean, we already loved each other, but how much we love each other, how much we want to be in each other's lives, like want to, not just because we are, like, you know what I mean? We made that decision. And we we were building a healthy relationship, and we knew what that looked like, and that made it even better, obviously. We had good people around us, and everything just kind of started to fall together in place. And then, like she said, honestly, like it wasn't like a certain moment where I was like I'm marrying her. I think over time, like I was like, this is who I know I want to be with. For guys, it's different. Like, I don't know if you had the moment where it was like, this is who I'm marrying. For me, it was more like, this is like, I know this is who I want to be with. And then like, as time goes, you're like, well, then I guess I gotta go get a ring and like figure all that out, because I don't want to like figure out all the details. I just want to like get married, like be together.
Yeah,
it's just different. Like, but I think girls, like, they're excited for like the engagement, all that stuff, and like the excitement, all that. Like, obviously we are too. It's exciting, but different. It's just different. So I think once there's like one moment where I said that to myself, but over time, then I was like thinking, I'm kind of like running out of time. I need to propose, because I knew I wanted to get married.
A window.
And we wanted to, and we wanted to get married. I knew we wanted to get married before, because we had conversations about it. Obviously, like, you naturally had those conversations.
Right.
And we knew we wanted to get married before the draft and all that, because we knew like life was going to change. We didn't know where we were going to go. It was going to get crazy. But it was like June before the season started. I can't really propose during the season. I mean, I guess I could, but we don't really have time. So it was like June. I'm like, I'm running out of time. Like, I got to do it, because we started at the end of July. So I was like,
you can't propose while you're in football and I'm in soccer. Like,
because she was playing soccer too.
Yeah.
Sports, and like we don't see each other, and we're busy on the weekends. So.
Yeah, so I kind of waited. I tried to surprise her, but it's hard when you wait till like one of the last weekends. That's available.
Well, mine. I mean,
it was a good surprise, but it just didn't really. She wasn't that surprised.
Yeah, but she
lied for a while.
Yeah, I didn't tell him for like a year that I knew.
She acted surprised.
I know, see? Because he was so excited about, like, he's like, I surprised her. Because I'm like, girl,
people don't know, like, she knows everything. You cannot surprise her. She wants to be surprised, but it's impossible.
Right.
She always figures it out.
I was surprised that you guys were at the house, though. Because I thought y'all were all going to be at 142. But
yeah, you did that. It was all the group.
No.
All right, question for Marissa is, how is it, like, a lot of young girls will like, I want to date an athlete, you know what I'm saying?
Don't want to date now.
No, they do. Like, you know, people like,
I hear.
I think, I don't know, is it, I don't want to say fetish, but like fantasize. It's fantasy.
It's not, what's the word?
It's not fetish.
Fantasy. It's not fetish. It's
but
like
they fantasize about like, they want to be an athlete or whatever. I want to be, all right,
I'll be goals or whatever.
Yeah, goals or, goals. They have goals to be an NFL wife. Like, if you, in words,
it's glamorous.
Yeah, it's glamorous. It's like the.
And what's my advice to get there?
Yeah. No. Yeah. How do you get in turbulence now? But how more so is
really young age.
Yeah, find somebody young.
Find them whenever they're in second grade and
Yeah,
they don't know what they're gonna do and just make a bet on
Just
it.
make it. It's a 50-50. You know? Like,
Question is,
Darian's like, all right.
no, that's just good. But I just all right. Question is, like, what is it like, or how has it been? Because obviously, there's parts that people see like the glamorous side. So obviously, parts that people don't get to see.
I mean, I think that's exactly it. It's like it's glamorized. It's the dream. It's the life. Like, but people don't see the side of the real life. Like they don't see the day-to-day, the hard things. And it's not to like minimize like other things, because other people have hard relationships and their husbands are gone and working hard and whatever it may be. But it's like he literally stayed in a hotel for 3 weeks in camp. Like it's just like stuff like that where it's like, yeah, it's amazing, but he's training till 9 a.m. every night or 9 p.m. every night, and he's leaving at 6. So it's just like stuff like that, and then mixed in with just, you know, the mental side of it. It's a lot.
It's gotta be a lot, because I'm like, I mean, so I said this earlier, because like people see y'all's wins, which are dope. Like when y'all have a success, it's like the coolest thing ever. But then y'all's losses, obviously, as one, are put on full display. And I've been with you at games, and fans gonna say what they really want to say in the stands. Like
thick skin.
You gotta have thick skin. So how have you developed that?
It's actually kind of funny. I've like thought about this for like the past year. Is I feel like another thing in the South is the Enneagram, the whole like personality thing.
Yeah.
And for me, I think I grew up as a 9, which is like the peacekeeper and like very calm and put together. But then in college,
you've evolved.
I changed.
What's the number?
I was like more of an 8,
Yeah.
which is like the challenger, and it's like you kind of like have more of a
Definitely.
backbone, and you stick up, and you like you have a little bit of aggressive side. I'm also a Scorpio for either one. They go they're kind of
playing the audience.
No, because they're the similar. Honestly, if you read the descriptions, so I think it's like it was funny. I watched myself kind of evolve into that a little bit, but then. I don't know, we talked about something the other day and I was like, this is so funny. I'm like realizing even at that age, I had that side of me. I don't remember what it was, but
I don't remember what it was, but I remember you saying that.
It's interesting seeing the way I've always had my personality partly like that, but it's like I have a little bit of the challenger, I have a little bit of the peacekeeper. And it's definitely like funny watching the way God like turned me more into like the like
who you needed to be,
who I needed to be, and he really did. And it's like still navigating like the healthy balance of like not getting like too aggressive on certain things or passionate, but so I think that's kind of it. It's just like learning to have that personality has really helped me navigate like how to be confident in myself and stick up for certain things. And oh my god, if you look at Instagram, like I easily could be so hurt and offended and like get in a tizzy about so many things, but it's just like you just learn that it's like it's just words, and you know,
people
hurt
are
people
weird.
hurt
people
people,
are
and people are weird. They just sit on their computer and they just want to judge and say, and it's just about learning like this is my life and I'm confident in the choices I'm making, and I'm confident in my marriage, and I know who I am, and I'm not going to question that, and the people around me know who I am. So I think it's just kind of
I think you've done a good job.
Thanks.
I think you've done a good job. All right, last one's wrap it up is really ended on friendship, because I feel like when I look at y'all, like we obviously have a friend group, and we all kind of met each other. Like we talk about like the perfect time of like life. Like we were saying earlier was like, not that when you go through like 0 to 18, not that any is not important, but you work your whole life in this world to like get to like this stage of life, like your marriage, your career, college life. We all met like right in that moment. Story I met you is because we probably went on like, I think we went like 4 or 5 breaks. But y'all kind of like, y'all were like a little break, and
a couple.
Basically y'all like weren't seeing each other because like I was being advised, and basically he was like, we wanted y'all to meet, but we all couldn't hang out together. And so we go to Anderson, and we were outside the junkyard. Shout out to Ben. He got a little plug.
I wasn't there, right?
Huh?
No.
I was like, I have no idea.
No, you weren't there.
I don't know what
we
you're
went to
talking
Anderson for then finally to meet, and we went and got like
you guys picked me up from my dorm.
Yeah, picture from your dorm, and we went to get an acai bowl, and y'all like hit it off, and I was like, to me,
that was the first thing.
That was the first time.
You guys both picked me up, and that was the first time I met both of you.
Yeah.
Wait,
How
no.
bold of me.
No.
Maybe I hung out with her. No, it was that day, but we had been hanging out for hours, and then Darian came and joined.
I'm so crazy.
Yeah. But that day, like,
Insane.
everything kind of hit off. Y'all became friends. Obviously, Mackenzie's sitting in the corner, but wife became friends. Y'all became friends. And then as you go through life, like, y'all know out here, it's like, you can be best friends with somebody, and that could be your boy. But then when your boys also, the girls also get along, you just naturally gonna spend like more time
Makes
together.
it a lot easier.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
So yeah, I mean, it's like we all know people who have those relationships with people, and it's like they either hate the boyfriend or the girlfriend, the wife or the husband. And it's just like that makes it tough.
Yeah, it makes it tough. So when everybody gets along, it's just like you're bound to spend a lot of time together, and we all just kind of naturally just like went through like college years, and obviously now we're like all young adults and careers, and we got a baby. And I just think that like, I don't know, friendship's sweet. Like we've all evolved and doing different things. Like obviously, I don't know. It's just I really can't put it in words. But we've been to each other's weddings. It's been beautiful, and like I don't know. I don't think a lot of people get to experience friendship like that. And I want to encourage people out there because I know at one point we were all praying for friends. When I got to college, it was like, Lord, please just give me somebody who's just. Well, not to judge me, but I got a lot of people just doing stuff that I ain't really trying to be doing. I need somebody alongside of me or us to do life with to where I can keep my head on straight. I know as a young woman.
I remember like telling her I was like driving home one night and I was like crying and I was like, God, I just want like a girlfriend. And I felt so funny, like I was praying for like a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I was praying for like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. And then it's just like watching like Mackenzie walk into my life and then all of her other friends. And
I know.
It's just like
it's so full.
Tenfold of just like my prayers. So it was crazy.
For sure. I don't really know the question, but just I guess like one, like what do you appreciate about is our friendship, but just friendships. I feel like y'all are people. When I think of my friends, like y'all are some of the people I think about closest to me. Like, what do you appreciate most about friendship? And then
I think what's cool is we've just always like believed in each other.
I know.
As couples and as individuals, and just always like rallied behind one another. I remember our first. Actually, I don't know if it was our first double date, but like one of our double dates.
Yeah.
Like we were just sitting there. We all went around the table, and we're like, "What do you love about this person?" Like,
yeah, it was like everybody's giving each other flowers.
And you
I think Marissa started that, right?
No, Danny did.
Oh, I was gonna say because Marissa does it all the time. I was like, we had already been hanging out for a while, but I'm like having to tell like Mackenzie what I love about her. I'm like, this is
awkward.
I mean, I could now, but it's like I was like, it's like awkward. I'm like, yeah, cool.
But I do remember,
nice.
Like, Darian said about you that I like always stuck with me is like whenever like you first met Trev, you're like I remember like walking through his life and just like learning about his story. And I'm like, Trevor has the best soil, but he wasn't planted in the right place.
I said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't remember that?
No, I'm like
it always stuck with me, and it was just like showing like so much of how like community and the people around you and stuff like it really does like help you grow and flourish. And I think that's again like what Clemson was for both of us, was just like a place that we could be like protected and walked alongside of, and like we both flourished and we have our soil was
Mm-hmm.
I know. Yeah, and even like our relationship, because I'm obviously older, as y'all learned throughout all these episodes. I'm older than him, but like, because initially it did start off as like, because I was older, it was like a little, like a big bro, little bro, but then he's like, you're like super old soul, so now, you know, it just naturally evolved. So he's my brother, and I don't know, just like as you go through college, like you really do. Because sometimes people closest to you ain't good for you. You know, that's the kind of thing too. Like you can have a lot of close friends that aren't like necessarily helping you grow. But I look at our relationship, a couple other guys that we did life with, and like I really like look back and obviously in my wedding, but like I really did appreciate just like having people alongside you, because it's like it can be lonely trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, I mean, I guess any words on friendship for you? Take wherever you want it.
Obviously, I value you guys. Especially, and all our other friends, like we have a little friend group, like all of y'all, particularly because we spend so much time together. We've been through, we've been through so much of life, and we're all like going through the same stuff at the same time. I think that like brings you together a lot too, and like now I think even meeting other friends in different phases of life that you know we work together, like we play together, and then Marissa and his wife meeting whoever that is, and just seeing how that relationship goes. And like you meet different people along the way who affect and impact your life differently, but it's cool seeing like not what everybody what everyone teaches you, because I mean obviously you learn stuff through friendships and through other people, but just having that support in different ways. Like there's things that you guys know about us that people don't understand and that we've been through that you guys can relate to, and that like we can just talk in a different way. But then there's also like teammates that I have now that like you're not my teammate anymore. Like you don't experience exactly what I go through
day to day.
So there's things that they understand about me and that the wives understand about Marissa. And so it's like cool seeing everything like come together, and how really, and then I have friends like back home who know stuff about me from high school and middle school, and like good and bad, like crazy stuff, you know. It's like, but so we have that bond, but obviously they don't know how life is day to day for me now, and like the stuff that we go through, good and bad. But it's just like the point I was saying of like the stuff you learn from each other, that those bonds that you had that you just can't break. Like you went through something together, you'll always remember that. And there's like my buddies from high school, I don't even hang out with that much anymore, but when I see them, it's like we pick back up right where we left off.
The love's always there.
You know, because you still grow up together and you become friends and you experience things, and it's cool having that from like every different season. And then moving forward, it's just gonna like keep going. So
I think it's also like the support system in it. It's just like you guys can support us in different ways than like our friends in the league can support us in different ways too. It's just like everyone around you is just like
for sure
helpful in different ways, and they help carry you along and all the like good and the bad.
Yeah,
I think too, like we've seen how I think these are some of the like different, unique, like really close friendships that we have is with y'all and our other tight knit group.
Right.
And I think we've seen like what like real friends are. So it frames friends differently. Yeah. It frames like friends differently for you, like moving forward. Like now we have certain people in our lives where like, okay, like we're friends, but we're not like,
it's not family.
It's not like, it's like family. Yeah, for sure. It's not like, I'm not calling this person if I like really need something, or if I'm going through something, like I know I probably can't trust their advice. Like you have different people in your life that you hang out with, you enjoy being around, all that stuff. But like a true friend, like family, whatever you want to call it, is different. And I think like it's been easier to differentiate that for us now that we like have you guys and stuff.
The friends don't have like just as much value. It's just,
right.
like,
For sure.
the difference of like
It's just different. Yeah.
It is different. All right, we're in. Look, we're about to get some food. End on the friendship thought is, well, thank you guys for supporting me. Come on the
journey.
This has been a part 2. I really enjoyed the conversation. Love you all. And this is it. Look, I always say this at the end because, look, if you've been following, if you enjoy anything from this in any type of way, hopefully wherever you are in life, something from here should push you forward in some type of way or inspire you. Hopefully you just enjoy the conversation. But so like, subscribe, comment, do all the stuff. Continue to support. Love you guys. I appreciate it. And see y'all next week.